What is up, everyone? Today we take a look at these, the new Harley Benton Dullahan Headless models. So it's only been a matter of time until a brand like Harley Benton releases affordable headless guitars. I mean, it's something that came up in the last decade more and more, especially the last 5 years or so. Like almost every brand now has headless models in their lineup. So here we have two very affordable ones. This one was 388 euros, this one 359 as a B-stock from Thomann. I just bought them like a regular customer would, so this is an unbiased review. So let's talk about these two, which look similar at first, but they are quite different in specs and in feel, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about the specs. I would say let's talk about what they have in common. They both have 25.5-inch scales, 22 jumbo stainless steel frets, a 13-inch radiused fretboard, two Roswell labeled Harley Benton pickups, a no-name Harley Benton headless bridge system, a 5-way selector switch, master tone, master volume. If you take a look at the back, both have bolt-on necks with a sculpted heel for better access, and both have a maple neck, a one-piece maple neck. Now the differences are, this one, the black one, has an alder body and a maple fretboard. This one has a mahogany body, a maple top with a flake maple veneer, and a ebony fretboard. It looks like it's rosewood, but it says ebony on the spec sheet, so I assume it's a more brown ebony, maybe Macassar ebony. But yeah, that's the main difference. And if you take a closer look, you can see that the body shapes are not the same. This one has an arch top and no cutaway for your belly at the back. This one has a flat top, an arm bevel on the front, as well as a cutaway at the back. Both have a Modern C, quoted from Thomann, Modern C neck profile, and they apparently have a Graphtec graphite nut, which is absolutely amazing for that price. Trusswood adjustment is down here, and there's no hole in the headpiece, as you can see, so it's nice and closed. It comes even with a tool to adjust the truss rod. Adjusting the bridge and tuning is what we're going to talk about later. What do you get for less than 400 euros? Honestly, guys, I am just blown away by the quality of these two instruments. Where should I start? Stainless steel frets on a guitar for sub 400 euros with this level of dressing and leveling is unseen. I haven't seen anything like this before. I would go ahead and tell you this is pretty much consistent quality that you will get, because both are just extremely well made. There are no sharp edges at all. There are guitars for more than 700, 800 euros that have a worse fret job than this. Fret leveling is perfect. There is no fretboards, there are no dead spots whatsoever. You can set up the action super low. This plays, honestly, this plays like a close to 1,000 euros guitar. The finish is very, very nice. There are minimal, and I mean microscopic blemishes but nothing you can see even at the second glance. Overall, the neck feels very, very smooth. Everything feels much more than less than 400 euros. I've noticed something, and that is the switch. Listen to this one. It is how it should be, nice and clicky. Muddy and unprecise. Maybe that's some inconsistency that you will get for that price point. But other than that, wow, just wow. Kudos to Harley Benton and everyone involved in this. They are producing guitars that are absolutely killer for that price, really. When I ordered these, I had the mindset, you know, okay, it might be a nice guitar. You will always feel that it's a, you know, rather cheap or affordable guitar. But honestly, when I play this one, I really forget the price. There is no compromise, really, to be made. Neck heel feels really nice because this is rounded off. So when you hold the guitar like this, it looks chunky at first, but it's not that. It's not that chunky. Let's talk about the bevels and the shape overall. I personally prefer, look-wise, the flat top, but also for playing and ergonomic reasons, I prefer this one because it has the cutaway at the back and this is rounded off. This one, it has a carved top, but carved tops usually flatten out here at the edge and create a sharp edge, which I personally don't like and I don't feel comfortable playing this. So keep that in mind. I'm a person who really presses against the guitar to hold it, and this starts to hurt fairly quickly. So this is not the guitar for me. I also don't like the look that much of a arch top. I think this one looks much better. So stealthy. Really like it. Oh yes, weight. I want to talk about the weight. Now these look like they should be as heavy as a feather, but they're not. That's quite surprising. I mean, it's not heavy in terms of like Les Paul heavy, which is fine to me. I mean, it has a fair amount of weight. The balance, however, is really nice. I've played it while standing up, perfect balance. So this is a great live guitar. And honestly, I would totally take this to a gig, take this to rehearsal sessions without doing anything to this and just play the shit out of it because it's so nice. Really, I am keeping this guitar. It is just so good. The neck is a bit too thick for my taste, but I mean, that's up to everyone to see and to decide. You know, modern C could be a bit slimmer for my taste. Next up, the bridge. Let's talk about the bridge and the headless system. This was a part where I was really concerned, because how can you make a headless for less than 400 euros that doesn't have a system, bridge system, that completely sucks ass? And somehow they managed to do something that is really high quality, consistent, usable, and easy to set up. So the way you string up this guitar is you put the strings through here, through this hole, feed them through the tube, I would say tube bridge thing, put them through this headpiece and lock them here. However, you are also locking it at the bridge piece itself, so it's double locked in fact. And so far I had no tuning issues whatsoever, so this is really nice. And also the strings are sitting straight. There is no angle, there is no going, you know, away at an angle. So that is really good, and I would not be scared to take this on gigs and worry about tuning problems at all. The second thing is tunability. How well can you turn these knobs? And the answer is surprisingly well. I mean, you can tune this guitar pretty much like, I would say, a Kieselvader with a hipshot bridge, or I've never tuned a Strandberg, but I'm pretty sure they are excellent in tuning. It is precise and pretty much easy to turn. There is no play as well, so the tuning stays where it should. There's one little thing though I have to mention, and this is an inconsistency thing. Two saddles are too close to each other. So if you turn one, yeah, this tuner rubs against this one and it's not so pleasant. But considering that you're not tuning this so often because it's really stable, and considering the price, I could totally live with that. This one, for example, doesn't have it at all. There's no problem here. I'm sure that this was a little mistake. That can happen for that price, so no biggie here. What about the setup? Yesterday I tried lowering the action, and it's pretty much straightforward. You have to detune the string so you can release the tension, so you can take it out of this brass saddle screw. Then there is a really tiny screw that you loosen with an Allen wrench, and you can screw down this brass screw just with your hand and adjust the height. The height, sorry. It's a bit fiddly, it's not that quick as a traditional saddle, but it's manageable. I think intonation is adjusted with this screw here. You release this screw, probably without tension on the string, and you can move the saddle back and forth to adjust intonation. To me, this bridge doesn't feel cheap at all. It doesn't feel like it has a weird, functionality. It functions the way it should. It's pretty easy for an headless system to set up, and it does the job. So yeah, thumbs up for that. So now let's talk about how the guitars sound. Now obviously you have differences in specs, in body woods and fretboard woods. Personally, I think this one has a bit more guts in the low end, but the other one with the alder body and the maple fretboard is sharper and has more attack, and I also prefer this one, to be honest. The pickups, how do they sound? Surprisingly good. Again, these Roswell labeled pickups are in-house from Harley Benton. They are not the hottest pickups out there, so you have, if you're playing on high gain sounds, you have to turn up the gain on your amp quite a bit to really get saturation out of them. However, they are very clear, very crisp. Again, for less than 400 euros, these pickups are excellent. They are more than usable even. I think they are already inspiring. Especially clean and crunch sounds are not just nice or okay, but they are really good, and that is surprising as well. I really like position 2, 3 and 4 for clean sounds because they are really glassy. They are very balanced sounding pickups. Not too harsh in the highs, enough low end, but not too muddy. You could play this live and you would have the most insane tone with this without even replacing the pickups. I'm pretty sure of that. So let's listen to some sound clips. I'm recording through my PRS MT15 into the Torpedo captor, straight into my computer, and using some cab impulse responses. So take a listen and enjoy. So yeah, this has been a very long video already. So let's talk about a verdict about these two Harley Benton Dullahan headless guitars. In my very honest opinion, you will get absolutely bonkers quality and sound for less than 400 euros. You will get a super cool looking guitar. I mean, this one, I'm genuinely in love with the look of this. You will get an excellent instrument to use at home, live, or even in the studio. By the way, I haven't talked about the classical position, but it's very nice and comfortable to play in classical position, which is something I really like and enjoy doing. You will get something that you can take to gigs and your rehearsal room right away without doing anything. I could totally see myself using this live. Especially headless is nice if you have, let's be honest, a tight rehearsal room, and it's like 10 or 15 centimeters less risk of hitting something, and you're very free to move on stage. You don't have any weight here. The weight is really centered on your body, so you can place the guitar how you like to play. These frets are the highlight of these instruments. I can't stress it enough, but stainless steel frets make such a huge difference in feel. You feel the hardness and the smoothness of these frets, and it's just a breeze to play. Really, I've got this yesterday. I couldn't stop. My fingers hurt. That I played that much yesterday. If you are thinking about getting this as a modding platform, do so. It is absolutely insane. I think the overall acoustic resonance of the guitars is really good. Also have a lot of sustain. Really can't stress enough how good these are. If you are in the market for a modern player's guitar, headless, light, ergonomic. This one is not that much up my alley, look-wise and ergonomic-wise. It's not that one for me. However, this one is. Harley Benton, if you see this, very excellent job. Also Hunter from Aguafish, who helped designing these. Great job, man. I absolutely love this. So what I would like to see in the future of Harley Benton is, please do a 24th fret one, because I do occasionally use the 24th fret for leads and, you know, for those octave tappings and stuff. Please do a multi-scale with a roasted maple and thinner profile neck. I would buy the shit out of these guitars, really. That's all I can say. Keep this body shape, keep the solid color, keep it simple, keep it satin, keep it classy. I would say go for some pastel colors, and I would buy the shit out of these guitars, really. And offer some 7 or 8 strings even. Yes, that's all for today. Sorry for the long video, hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helps you decide if you want to get one of these. If you do, I would get this one. As always, a very special thanks goes to my patrons who are supporting me and my channel. If you're new to my channel and you would like to support me, please hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support me even more, head over to my Patreon and get stuff like guitar tabs of my original songs. That's it for today. Keep your heads, and I will see you next time.